Hello friends, thanks for joining me for this garden party series. Today I'm working on pockets, tags, tuck spots, stuff like that. Just generally working in this journal, which I have to say I've really enjoyed. Jenifer's kit is absolutely beautiful. Jenifer has a YouTube channel and an Etsy store. They are both called A Trace of Sparkle. This beautiful kit is called August Rose, and I have truly enjoyed working with it. Now I combined it with a Maggie Holmes paper pack called Garden Party, and they go so nicely together. If you saw the first two videos in this series, you know that I had mentioned that a couple of times because they really work so nicely together. So it's a lot of fun. And my friends Lene at Fashionably 50 Something and Sundown of Sundown's Crafty Ventures, they both recommended the Maggie Holmes part. So I'm just thrilled to work on it. They had mentioned that in my 2K giveaway, and I'm getting those journals done, you guys, and I'm making such good progress. And I have enjoyed making every single one. They've all been very different from one another. There have been so many different themes, and creatively, that's very exciting. It's been an absolute blast. I wanted to mention to you guys that I have stepped down from 2 of the 3 design teams that I've been on. I've been on the teams for about a year now, a little bit over a year, and I felt like it was time for me to take a break. I stepped down from Rach and Bella Crafts and also Line Arrow. I thoroughly enjoyed being on both of those teams. I just, at this point in my life, I don't have time. I am still on A Trace of Sparkle's design team, and that's what this project this month is for. Her team was the newest one that I joined, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be part of it. Most of you know that I have begun designing kits to make journals, to make altered books, to make cards, to collage, pretty much any kind of paper crafting. And I've got, I don't know how many I have in my shop, but over 20 of them. I really enjoy making them. And I wanted to have enough time to not only work with other artists' kits, but I also want to have time to work on my own. And I was finding that I didn't have time to work on my own. So now that I've restructured a few things in my life, I should have time to do that now and hopefully show off at least one kit per month to you. So far what we've done is I added a pocket to that first page. You can see it there on my desk. And then I added some leaf trim up the side of it. I did use my hot glue gun for that. I've had my hot glue gun out lately, and it's helping me with a lot of things. It's helping my process be a little bit faster, and it works just as good as any other type of glue, if used appropriately, obviously. So obviously I wouldn't use it on the pocket, but I did use it on the trim. That little tag that I made was, the large tag was from Jenifer's kit, then the small one was from the Maggie Holmes stuff. So I just combined them together, and I thought they looked cute together. Now on this spread, the first thing I'm doing is I'm adding this little piece, and this came with the Maggie Holmes kit. Oh, the other thing I'll tell you about this journal, and I do this frequently, but I went ahead and printed out Jenifer's kit onto the back of scrapbook paper. And I do that for a couple of reasons, but the main reason I do it is because I don't really like to have plain papers in my journals. And I don't like my scrapbook paper just hanging around. So I like to use it when I can. And printing digitals on the plain side is a fantastic way to use my scrapbook paper. So you see my handy dandy clothespin, that's just to hold that in place so I can go ahead and move forward working on some other stuff, but knowing that even if I bump the page or anything like that, that little piece that I glued on is not going anywhere. So on this page, I am adding an upper pocket. When I'm creating journals, I do try to have that variety of upper pockets, lower pockets, belly bands, and then like long side pockets. Flip outs and all that too, but just for the simple stuff, I try to have the pockets spread out. And I actually do that so that they're not like heavy on the bottom or heavy on the top. I try to just do that evenly so that when the journal is closed, it's not awkward, and hopefully that makes sense. Here's an example of one of those long side pockets that I was telling you about. So I've got an upper pocket there, and then I've got a nice long side pocket, and tags and stuff like that can fit in there, like this ephemera, for example. The next video in this series is going to be about the cover, and I'm really excited to share what I chose to use as the cover, and I show you the process of what I did to get it where it is now. If you happen to have seen the first two videos, I showed off Jenifer's kit, and I did like a little flip through of the kit. And some of the elements that I think are so cute are these green buttons. There's 2 circle buttons and 2 heart buttons. Actually, there might be more than 2. I think maybe there's 4. I'm going on memory at this point. But anyway, they're really cute, and I like adding them into the journal. This kit also has some really, really pretty tags, and I shared actually a hack video on how I cut those tags apart and get that shape on the corners. So if you haven't seen my hack on how to use a hole punch, check that out. It's a super quick video. It's like 3 or 4 minutes, and I just show you what I do with certain things using my hole punch. I gotta tell you guys, I feel like I've been MIA, and I haven't been. I've been watching as many videos as I can and commenting on as many videos as I can, but admittedly, I haven't been able to watch as much as usual. I don't know. I'm coming off of a busy month, so I know that. So coming off of a super busy month in May, and then coming into June, sort of getting reacclimated to some stuff, still adjusting to my job, doing well with the adjustment, but still kind of adjusting to that. And then, when you get back from a trip, how much stuff you have to catch up on. And so I think it's just been a super busy time. I've heard a lot of other people talk about that, and it just is, Summertime just seems to be, you got graduations, and it seems to be more birthdays. I don't know if there is, but it just seems like there's birthdays and there's holidays, and they're not big holidays, but it's still stuff that keeps us busy. In my family, we've got anniversaries, and like my anniversary is in May, and actually I was out of town for my 33rd anniversary. A couple anniversaries, just, I don't know, just life, stuff going on. So I'm trying to get caught up. I feel like I'm making progress, but of course, we want it all done immediately, and that's just not how it works. And I talked earlier in this video about restructuring some things in my life, and I have been working on that. And one of the things, and most of you know, if you follow me, you know that I have a design team now, and so there's obviously work that goes into that, and which I'm loving it. I think it's great. It's fun. It's very exciting. I hope to grow that. And I also hope to sort of grow the camaraderie and the community within that. But it's new to me. I haven't had a design team before, so I'm still, just figuring that out. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to catch up on life and all that. So I'm so happy about it, very excited about it. But it also does take time to organize that kind of thing, and get people the kits that they need, and all of that. So that takes a little bit of time away from my even consuming YouTube. And then, of course, there's the time that it takes to create the digitals, which I love. It's such a different sort of art form than the paper. Once we print it out and then we're working with it with the paper and the fabric, as I'm using here. You can see I'm using some fabric. Making the digitals is different from that, and it's new for me because that's not something I ever did before, and I'm really, really loving it. I can already see my growth within this art genre, and it's exciting. It's kind of neat to look at them as I'm creating them and then realizing that, it would be richer if I added this or that or whatever. So it's been a lot of fun, and I enjoy the process very much. And honestly, I can't get enough of it. So I do that usually. I work on the digitals in the evening when it's just sort of time to relax. So I'll sit down and work on them. And yeah, just a nice, joyful part of my life. Friends, I have a true confession to make. Of course, Easter was in April, and I decorated my dining room for Easter. I decorated out front too. And I was able to take the out front decorations down because that is a priority. The whole neighborhood sees it. But I have not had time to take down my Easter decorations in my dining room. And it's just so crazy. Well, Easter was in April, so there's no way I wasn't going to take them down until May. And then May was so busy that I honestly did not have time to do it. And with my new job, which I love, by the way, it's a lot of fun, but it's a workout. Like, I'm tired when I come home. And so I haven't had the energy. So, something like that just wasn't at the top of my priority list. Like doing the laundry and keeping the kitchen clean, those are like the top priorities. So everything else just sort of falls to the wayside. So I am hoping this weekend that I can just set some time aside and get my Easter decor put away. So anyways, yeah, wish me luck on that. Do you guys use fabric in your crafting? I love using fabric in my paper crafting. It's one of my favorite things. And it's just, I find mixing paper with fabric and these trims and stuff like that, as many of us junk journalers do, I find it to be very satisfying and very tactile. And I love mixing these elements together. And one of my favorite things to do is actually to sew paper on my sewing machine, which is broken right now, which I still have not had time to drop that off at the repair shop. So I've definitely got some things that I need to get caught up on. I need to get it done, and I need to get it done before the holidays roll back around. Friends, I know it is only June, but actually it's almost July, and time just flies. So I'm going to have to make a list of absolute priorities and just get those things done that really need to be done. And, some other stuff might have to wait in line, but that's just how it's going to have to be. Friends, I'm so happy that you came by to spend a little time with me today. I hope that you were able to craft along. I'm loving how this journal is coming together. I'm very excited to share the flip through with you. The next video will be the cover, and then the following video will be the flip through. In Happy Mail or in a swap, I received this trim and its little hearts, and they are iridescent. They have been the perfect addition to this journal. When I had a spot that maybe just needed just a little something extra but wasn't overwhelming, I'm using either a strip of them or I'm cutting them off singularly and placing them. For example, I'm going to place one right here in the center of that mint colored trim. And I think it's just a perfect little addition. And I'm going to do that on both pieces of the mint colored trim. I'm using my hot glue gun to do that, and it does make quick and easy work of it. Thank you so much for coming over and spending some time with me. I am truly grateful that you've chosen to spend time here. I value your time, and I know how busy you are, and I know how many wonderful creators are on YouTube. So thank you for choosing to come over here and spend a little bit of your day with me. I appreciate it so very much. I want to thank you for being a part of my YouTube family, and thanks for watching. See you soon.